90% of my brain thinks that fragrances have no particular age group. But then there is that 10% of my brain that sort of tells me, some fragrances are a little bit more on the mature side of fragrances. Now, that doesn't mean that they are dated or even outdated, but just in sort of a grown-up, mature, professional kind of way. Of course, this subject is highly subjective due to the fact that we all perceive fragrances in our own fantastic and unique ways. This is one of the very reasons I love this aromatic hobby so much. So here is my attempt to list some stellar fragrances for gents in their 30s with a touch of maturity. I really would love to hear your thoughts on this kind of list, whether you think fragrances are sort of a little bit dated or more mature or whatever, or that's just in my mind. All right, let's go ahead with the first one. It's going to be a fragrance from 1992. It's a Guerlain fragrance, and it's called Heritage. It is this fragrance right here. Don't be spooked by the fact that this one is, launched or was launched almost 30 years ago. It is a beautiful fragrance. It comes in an eau de toilette. It also comes in an eau de parfum. This one right here, the color is just a little bit different. The eau de parfum will lend a little bit more depth to it, and to me it has just a tad bit of a smoky vibe to it. Heritage, both of these are sort of warm fragrances with a touch of wood and spice. Not so much spice that it's too much, just enough to make these fragrances exceptional and interesting. Beautiful fragrances, absolutely stunning, from Gala Heritage. It's my first choice for a gentleman in the 30s. Another one, also from the 90s, 1992 to be exact, is a fragrance with an amazing scent profile, and it is called Pasha from Cartier. However, this Pasha right here hasn't really aged quite as well as the Guerlain Heritage did. Hardly anybody talks about this one anymore. So therefore, instead of this one right here, what I would go with is the new one from 2020. It is Pasha de Cartier, and it's the Eau de Parfum. I mean, look at this beautiful bottle. Nice little dome and a little stone on top. This is a stellar fragrance. It's much thicker than the original, with sort of a boozy, resinous, sweet resinous vibe. This is an attention getter, and it is quite powerful. Only a hint of the original Pasha remains, but you can definitely tell that it's in that vein. This is a 2020 release. It's a modernized, unique, niche quality gem in the style of the original Pasha. It's perfect for dates, dinner, and the theater. It's a beautiful fragrance for gentlemen in the 30s. All right, let's do another one that's somewhat, spicy, just a little bit. It's going to be a 2014 fragrance. It is called Bulgari Man in Black. The perfumer behind this one is Alberto Morias. This fragrance right here is going to have a little bit of rum, some tobacco. It has some leather and some woody notes. This is the one that you want to get if you don't want to go with Viktor and Rolf's Spice Bomb. This one right here. If you don't want to go with this one, then you can get Bulgari Man in Black. They're along the similar vein, although this one is going to have a little bit more of a formal radiance to it. There's a touch of iris in this one, but not much. This is a classy fragrance for you guys, in your 30s who want a Bulgari. Absolutely wonderful, lightly spicy with a little bit of iris. It's a beautiful fragrance. And in this one right here, if you turn the top, let me see, this way, you lock it, and this way it's open. Beautiful one of my favorites out of the Bulgari Man line. Now, if you're into iris, then my next one is the one to get if you're a gent in your 30s. Originally, I had the 2018 Givenchy Gentleman EDP in mind. This is a beautiful, gorgeous iris fragrance right here. I mean, absolutely stunning. Olivier Cresp, Nathalie Larson is behind this one. But you know what? Let's do something a little bit different. Let's go with the brand new one from 2022. It is called Reserve Prive. It is this one right here. They changed the bottles just a little bit. It's a little bit smaller than the other ones, but this right here is truly a gem, and they did a fantastic job. Same perfumers behind there. This one is going to have a dose of chestnut and a little bit of whiskey mixed in with that beautiful iris. This one right here truly ticks all the boxes for the gentleman line. And I mean, who says a gentleman has to wear an older fragrance anyway, right? So just go with this one, 2022 Reserve Prive. It's a stellar fragrance for you gents out there in your 30s. The House of Hermes also has a stunning fragrance for you guys in your 30s. This next one was created by Jean-Claude Elena, and it is Ter de Hermes by Hermes. It's this one right here. I have a giant bottle. I don't think I'll ever be able to use this one up. It was launched in 2006, and this fragrance right here is going to have a dusty orange as a main note with some grapefruit blended with some vetiver and cedar. This is a staple fragrance, you know, for work and play. It's anytime, any place, super easy to wear. And as a side note, if you like this kind of profile, but you would love to have the vetiver amped up a little bit, the O Intense Vetiver right here is a stellar fragrance and is also really good. Both of these are expertly blended. I love the way they smell. The caps are really unique. You just twist them down like that and they come open. That dusty rose is just to die for. And of course, if you want to amp up, you know, the vetiver note in this one, I mean, it's a fabulous scent for summer. Love both of these. There's an Eau Fraiche out there too, but I think that one's a little bit harder to get if you like this scent profile just a little bit lighter. All right, let's stay with the note of vetiver for a minute. Every man, I think, in their 30s should have a vetiver fragrance. I mean, don't you agree? My choice for this particular one is going to be a Tom Ford fragrance from 2009. There's an intense version out there right now. I don't have it yet, so I'm still going with a 2009 Gray Vetiver from Tom Ford. This is going to be a classy, sophisticated fragrance, absolutely stunning with a touch of youth. Tom Ford's Gray Vetiver is a lively fragrance with a beautiful grapefruit and sage opening, quite bright, followed by a woody vetiver dry down. This is a fresh vetiver fragrance with enough strength so you can wear this one all year long if you're the kind of guy who likes to, you know, wear one fragrance and be done with it. Gorgeous vetiver, and I think you need to have a vetiver fragrance in your arsenal for sure. So last we had this one, Tom Ford Gray Vetiver. I really do like Tom Ford. He makes some really good fragrances. I do enjoy them. So we're gonna do another one for those special moments when you are chilling with friends and you're in a cigar bar, you're wearing an amazing suit, looking and smelling fantastic. Yeah, and I'm talking about Oud Wood from 2007. This is a top-notch fragrance that will set you apart from your fellas. Now, I know that most of you right now in this spot are going, I'm gonna wear tobacco vanille. Well, you know, so is everybody else, right? This one right here is a little level up from that. It's gonna be a little bit more on the edgy side. Don't be worried about the oud. It's a expertly blended sort of fragrance with various wood notes, some cardamom, some vanilla, a touch of pepper is in here as well. This one is much more mysterious. It's a darker scent profile for those special occasions. I mean, this is a fantastic scent from Tom Ford, and you don't need that many sprays on this one. It's really a nice one, and it smells great, especially when you're wearing a beautiful suit and you know you want to look your best and smell your best. Tom Ford Oud Wood is my choice for your gents in your 30s. Another special occasion is when you hit that like button and subscribe to Scent Trail. After all, our fragrance journey begins with but one single scent. Can you say GOAT, G-O-A-T, or in this case, G-I-T, as in green Irish tweed? Yes, it is my choice. I have to include one of the most iconic fragrances from Creed. It's an amazing fragrance from 1985. It's a beautiful lemon verbena fragrance. I mean, you can wear this one spring, summer, you know, early fall. Winter, it might be a little bit too bright, but you can wear this most of the year. It's a stunning fragrance from 1985. It is sort of a combination of lemon verbena. There's some ambergris, some sandalwood. It's a gorgeous fragrance. And of course, you can go with, you know, a similar fragrance since there are a lot out there who have, you know, copied this fantastic fragrance. You could go with this one right here. Very, very similar, but, you know, We're talking about a touch of class here. So splurge and get the real deal. And I promise you, you won't be disappointed. That's Green Irish Tweed from Creed. Stellar fragrance, and I think anyone over 30 should have at least a sample of this one. It's great fragrance. And if you want one of the absolute classiest fragrances out there, then you have to look at the original first fougere ever created. It was sometimes in the late 1800s. Now, I'm not trying to get you to go out there and look for a 200-year-old fragrance. Not at all. Instead, Rodrigo Flores Roux, the perfumer, reimagined this classy fragrance, this beauty, in 2010. Fuchsia Royale is a barbershop fragrance with the notes like lilac, iris, lavender, chamomile, sage, and there's some oak moss in there, just to mention a few fragrance notes. It's a stunning fragrance. And the bottle itself, I mean, just classy all the way. It's even sort of beveled in the back right here, so when you hold it in your hand, it's really comfortable. It's a fantastic fragrance. It's uber classy. It's a men's fragrance with a surprising longevity, you know, and staying power and performance for something that's as light as this one. It's really, really well done. If you're looking for a piece of history, you know, in your fragrances, then this Fuchsia Royale, look no further. This is where to go. And as a side note, Houbigant makes a few fragrances. I have like 3 of them, I think. I think there's 4. I think I have 3. I don't have the newest one. But I have another one here, and it is from 2018, and this is Bois Mystique. This is also a stunning fragrance. It's a little bit more spicy than the Fuchsia Royale. Doesn't smell anything alike. It's a little bit different. However, this 2018 is phenomenal, and it's along the sides or along the veins of, you're not going to believe this, it's along the veins of Creed Royal Oud. I mean, these smell not identical, but they're very, very similar. So if you like Creed's Royal Oud scent profile, then you're sure to love Bois Mystique. I like wearing this one. I just spray it on. I wore it the other day to work, and all day long I was like, wow, I need to wear this one more. It's such a good fragrance. So here you have 2 from Houbigant. If you want a piece of history, that's where you need to go. Along the same lines is my next one. However, it's not going to be, you know, a fragrance that was originated 2 centuries ago. This next one is from 2021. It's a Polo fragrance. You know, the original is from the 70s, but this one that I picked here, it's a personal favorite of mine from the Polo line. It is Polo Cologne Intense Eau de Parfum. This reminds me of the 70s one, the way I remember it in my mind. It's sort of a little bit of a darker approach to it. It's earthy. It's sort of deep green. It has notes like basil, sage, thyme. There's some patchouli in here. This is a super easy one to wear anytime and anywhere. Most of the fragrances that I showed you here can be worn to work, without a doubt, except for the Oud Wood and the Pasha EDP perhaps. Unless, of course, you are the boss. Then you can wear what you want. Let me know what you think of this fragrance list that I have here. What would you feature in this kind of lineup? You know, gents fragrances for people in the 30s. I hope you had a good time. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and like. I'd love to have you on board. I know that I did, and until next time, I want you to take good care of yourself. Always smell nice. And I will talk to you soon.